I live in a quiet development on the edge of a preserved woodland. The kind of place where the houses stop suddenly and the trees begin without warning. There's no fence. No barrier. Just a walking trail that disappears into the forest and a wooden sign that says trail closes at dusk. Nobody follows that rule. I usually walk my dog, Atlas, around 9:30 p.m. It's late enough that the neighborhood is asleep, but not so late that it feels unsafe. Atlas is a big German Shepherd mix, protective, alert, and usually calm. That night, though, he was tense before we even reached the trailhead. He kept stopping, sniffing the air, ears locked forward. I remember joking out loud, "Relax, man. It's just trees." The trail was empty when we entered. The moonlight filtered through the branches just enough to see the path without a flashlight. Snow had fallen earlier that day, untouched and clean, except for one set of footprints going in the same direction we were. That wasn't unusual. Plenty of people walk here. What bothered me was the spacing. The prints were too far apart. Long strides. Almost like someone was jogging. But there were no return tracks. Just one continuous set heading deeper into the woods. Atlas stopped again. That's when I heard it. Footsteps. Not behind me. Not ahead. To my left. Parallel to the trail. Someone was walking off path, keeping pace with us. I stopped. The footsteps stopped. Atlas growled low in his throat, staring into the darkness between the trees. I called out, asking if someone was there. No response. No movement. Just the sound of the forest settling again. I convinced myself it was an animal. We kept walking. 10 minutes later, I noticed fresh footprints crossing the trail ahead of us. Same size. Same stride length. They came from the left side of the woods, crossed the trail, and disappeared into the trees on the right. Like whoever it was had simply repositioned. Atlas refused to move forward. He planted himself and barked once. Loud. Aggressive. That's when I saw him. A tall figure standing just off the trail, partially obscured by a tree. No jacket. No visible breath. Just a dark silhouette, completely still. I couldn't see his face, but I could tell he was looking directly at me. I turned around immediately and started walking back the way we came, keeping my eyes forward. My heart was pounding so hard I could feel it in my throat. The footsteps returned. This time behind us, matching our pace. Every time I slowed down, they slowed. When I sped up, they did too. Atlas was losing it, snarling, pulling on the leash, trying to turn around and charge back. Then the footsteps stopped. I didn't stop walking. I didn't turn around. I didn't breathe. When we finally reached the trailhead, I looked back. There were footprints all around us, circling the path, but none leading away. I don't walk the trail anymore. And Atlas refuses to go near the woods at night. Sometimes, when I take him out late, he still stops and stares toward the trees, like he's waiting for something to step out again. Story number 2. In 2021, I was driving overnight through Nevada for work. Long stretches of empty highway, no cell service, and no towns for hours. Around 2 a.m., exhaustion finally caught up to me, and I pulled off at the first motel I saw. It was one of those roadside places that looks abandoned until you notice the lights are on. Only one car in the lot. The clerk was an older man with tired eyes and a voice so quiet I had to lean forward to hear him. He slid the room key across the counter and said something I didn't fully catch. I asked him to repeat it. He hesitated, then said, "If you hear anything outside your room, don't open the door." I laughed awkwardly, assuming he was joking. He didn't smile. My room was at the far end of the building. Second floor. Overlooking the empty parking lot and the desert beyond it. I locked the door, set my bag down, and collapsed onto the bed. About 20 minutes later, I heard footsteps. Slow. Heavy. Walking along the second floor walkway. They stopped outside my door. I held my breath. There was no knock. No handle movement. Just standing. Then the footsteps continued. I told myself it was another guest. I almost believed it, until I heard them again. Same pace. Same weight. This time, they stopped longer. Something scratched lightly at the door. Not a knock. Not a nail. Dragging. I stayed perfectly still. Eventually, the sound faded. I didn't sleep. At dawn, curiosity got the better of me. I went back to the office to check out. The clerk was there, drinking coffee. I asked him if anyone else had stayed overnight. He shook his head. Just you. I hesitated, then asked about the noises. He sighed, stood up, and pointed to the security monitor behind the desk. "Don't look at it," he said. Of course, I did. The footage was timestamped around 3:12 a.m. The camera showed the second floor walkway. My door. And a man standing directly in front of it. He was facing the door the entire time. Never moved. Never knocked. Just stood there for almost 40 minutes. Then, without warning, he turned and walked straight into the wall at the end of the walkway. Didn't turn around. Didn't fall. Just disappeared. The clerk shut the monitor off. "That's why we don't rent out the rooms next to yours anymore," he said. I didn't ask anything else. I left immediately. And I don't stop at roadside motels anymore, no matter how tired I am. Hit like, share, and subscribe.